Well, I just got done installing 5 smoke alarms, like that one there, throughout this house. There's another one up there. Okay, but there's one more in the hallway. I'm going to do something a little bit different on that one. It costs a little bit more, but I think it's going to be well worth it. Kaboom. Here's a 120 volt hardwired combination. It's hardwired because it says it there. You also see a wire nut right there. And the good thing is it's a 10-year life battery backup. And I said it was a combination, remember? All right, the light's getting on me here. Detects smoke and carbon monoxide. So that's what I'm going to install up there. If you want to check that out, stick around. Let's get this pulled out of here and see what we got going. I've just installed some other ones, and I'm sure regular smoke alarm ones, not the carbon monoxide ones. And I'm going to guess this one's going to go up pretty close to the same. There's a nice little shower cap for it. This is for new construction. If you're still sweeping up before you install your flooring, your carpet, and all that, put this cap back on there to keep all the dust off of here after you install this, after you get the ceilings painted. Okay. But in our case, we don't really need that. And I might save some of these in case I ever want to paint someday. I can put this over that to keep the paint off of there or something, you know. Okay, so that's it. We've got this, this, and this here. Now to remove the existing one. We're doing this for 2 reasons. One, I wanted the carbon monoxide and smoke detector combo, and this existing smoke alarm, it still works and everything, but it's over 10 years old, and that's why I'm replacing it. Okay, you can unsnap it back, but if that doesn't come off, I can undo the side screws for these mounts and have that come off. And you should, by the way, have the power shut off. Find the right breaker, and you'll see a little green light that's generally on here, and then you can turn your breaker off in the electrical panel. It might be separate. It might not be labeled, let's say. You might have to come back and forth and check it, or have somebody inside say yes, no, yes, yes, whatever. Okay, these are just the mounting screws, and you can leave those up there. That's for the new mounting bracket. You know, all come with a bracket like this, and you always want to utilize the brand new bracket. You don't want to think that the old bracket is going to work, okay? I still like working on these as though the power was still up there. I don't know why, just on the off chance that I think I've got the right breaker and I don't, let's say, okay? So I'm just gonna hang on to this and undo one of these wire nuts. Man, they got this tight. Wow. Okay. And I try to use the same wire nut for each one. Now see, this one's got, wow, this one's got 3 wires to it. Usually you're only going to have 2 white wires, 2 blacks, 2 reds, or 1, 1, and 1. But because these are all hooked up in tandem, there's six different smoke alarms in the house here. And so that's probably why there's 3. They might have ran the main power to there and then went 2 directions. One down the hall to the right, one down to the left to bedrooms and so forth. Okay, so here's my new wire setup. I'm never going to use the existing wire setup because it might not be the same configuration. Even if it was the same configuration, this is brand new. The other one's 10 years old. Okay, so I'm just going to hold that up there. Let's see how we're going to do this. Get all this stuff held together. The same go. Make make sure your new wire stays all the way to the end. You hang on to it as you're tightening this up. Okay. Hold your mouth just right. Make sure you get that. Okay. Pull on the wire. It looks good. Okay. Now, I've done the one. Now I'm going to do the next one. So I'm just going to kind of see which one to do. I guess I could do the red next. It's nice, easy access to get to that one next. Sometimes you got to make noise to get that off. Now this time I'm going to try to hold on to all the red wires and just swivel this yellow wire off. Now see, this new one it has a red wire. Okay, it's fine. It doesn't have to be yellow. This one just happened to be a yellow one. Okay, these all kind of came off. So I got to hold them all there. Hold my mouth just right. And hold that up there. Wow. I didn't necessarily have all of the wires wrapped around each other, but once I started the wire nut and I had them all started at the same length, they kind of right back into place where they were before. Okay, pull on that, make sure looks good. I'm going to keep the camera rolling. I'm just going to kind of hold on to this whole thing because I couldn't unsnap this. I could have chopped off the wires or taken that off with a pair of pliers, but however you want to do it. Okay, so I'm holding on to that whole thing. Jeez. Did I eat my Wheaties this morning? Oh. Wow. Okay, there it went. Okay. There's that. I can get my black wire in there. And I'm still being delicate with it to make sure. If I had some wire testers, I could test it, but pretty sure I got the right breaker off at the electrical panel, sub panel outside. Okay. Okay. I can pull on that. I just like to make sure it's set, because sometimes you can put the wire nuts on tight like that, thinking it's tight, and later on you pull on that, or you're putting the wires up there and one comes out. You think, what's the deal with that? Well, it's just because maybe it didn't get snuck in there just right. And I try to keep the flexi part of this, because see, those wires aren't very long, that pigtail. I try to keep that wrapped off of this so I can put the other wires up in there. Keep your grubby fingers off of your ceiling as you're going. This box has to be done just right, it looks like, because it's got all these wires in there. Okay, so it looks good. I still got my flexi lines out. That way I don't have them wrapped around everything. I got plenty to work with there. Okay, that's your next step. Now we can put the mounting bracket. Can you see, if I would install the mounting bracket first, I wouldn't have been able to sneak everything up there. Now I can put that up in there, find out where it goes, slip that in there, and slide this into place. Okay, it's only going to go one way. This backing plate is designed for 3 different sizes of junction boxes, so find the right one, slide it into place, and I've just got a Phillips screwdriver. That's all you need for this project, is a Phillips screwdriver. And in fact, if your screws have a slot in them too, you could use a slotted screwdriver if that's the type of screw you have up there. But even if I did have a slot, if I got a slot both directions, I'll use the Phillips 10 out of 10 times instead of the standard slotted screwdriver. Just a little easier. You're doing it. Okay, time to mount this bad boy. I've got the little wire prongs on the back side of this. I've got to look at this and figure out which way it goes and snap it on there. It's got some little ears. Make sure you get both sides. It looks like it's set nice and tight. Now I can put it up in there, and once I turn it once, because this is a 10-year battery operated one, it should chirp one time as I put it on. Like that. See, it said test button. Now I can turn it to the right further, and I can feel it kind of latch in to place. Okay. Well, this one works a little bit different. This just snapped and clicked into place. Okay, that's fine. The other smoke alarms I had kind of notched and ratcheted and went until it was tight. This one's tight, so every smoke alarm is not created equal, is it? Look at yours, read the directions. Okay, now I'm going to press the button and it should chirp one time. Now I'm going to press the button and hold it. Oh, I guess you don't. Okay. I guess this one tested different because it had carbon monoxide and also smoke. Now if you got any questions, you can read the directions. There's all kinds of directions on there, and because I have the electrical breaker off, once I turn the breaker back on, I may reach up there with a broom handle and press the button again just in case it's needed. Okay, that's it. Yeah, when you get done, don't forget to turn your breaker back on. And this one happened to be under bedrooms. Okay, see how the breaker's off there? I can see that. I'm going to turn it back on. Well, I guess I must have hooked it up right. It didn't trip. So, I'll get this resituated here. Make sure. There. Okay. One important step, don't forget. Now see there, when you turn the breaker back on, that green light should go on. Now I'm going to set it. I'm going to press that again. And I could get back up on my ladder and stuff, but I'm going to use a long pole off of a push broom outside, and I'm going to press this button. Now, okay. Fire. That was fire. Warning, carbon monoxide. Okay, that was the carbon monoxide test. Wow. And then that last button, that last chirp was the reset. Everything's good for that. We're good to go. Now what they say is read your directions, and they suggest testing that every so often. Okay, and you just get a broom and you can do that, press that, and do that to any other smoke alarms you have too. It's a good thing.